Okay, usually it gives that. Oh, okay. I muted here. That's why I did not say recording in progress. Okay. So that person might even say that he's Modi or he's Trump, or he himself is a president. So unless you know your identity, unless you know who you are, whatever we are doing is a waste of time. So Krishna has given fundamental knowledge of the spirit soul in about 14 to 15 shlokas in the first part of second chapter. Starting from 2.14 to 2.30, he has given knowledge of the soul, different attributes of the soul. He in the very first shloka 2.14, Krishna says 2.13, he says soul is eternal. That is the first time Krishna introduces the concept of eternality. And then based on all this knowledge of the soul, Sankhya philosophy and all, Krishna encourages Arjuna to fight. And then now, starting from 39 onwards, Krishna talks about other yogas and encourages Arjuna to fight. Okay, so let's look at shloka number 40 today. nehābhikrama-nāśosti pratyavāyo na vidyate.
nehābhikrama-nāśo pratyavāyo na vidyate.
Sv-alpamapyasya dharmasya trāyate mahato bhayāt.
Alpamapasya dharmasya trāyate mahato bhayāt.
There is not iha in this yoga, abhikrama in endeavoring, nashaha loss, asti there is, pratyavāyaha diminution, na never, vidyate there is, su-alpam or svalpam a little, api although, asya of this, dharmasya occupation, trāyate releases, mahata from very great. Yeah, bhayāt, danger. So translation purport. How big is the purport? Not so big. Somebody. Priyanka, can you read?
In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Activity in Krishna consciousness, or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification, is the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane has to be completed, otherwise the whole attempt becomes a failure. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect, even though not finished. The performer of such work is therefore not at a loss, even if his work in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. 1% done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results, so that the next beginning is from the point of 2%, whereas in material activity, without 100% success, there is no profit. Ajamila performed his duty in some percentage of Krishna consciousness, but the result he enjoyed at the end was 100% by the grace of Lord. There is a nice verse in connection in śrī-bhagavān.
Yeah, you can. Are you able to recite the Sanskrit? Okay. Yeah.
If someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of not completing his work, what loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly? Or, as the Christians say, what profiteth a man if he gain the whole world yet suffer the loss of his eternal soul? Material activities and their results end with the body. But work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness even after the loss of the body. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahmana or in a rich aristocratic family that will give one a further chance for elevation. That is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness.
Yep. So here, Krishna is talking about assurance, hope, guarantee, or he's talking about insurance policy here. He's advertising with an insurance policy. What does insurance policy usually advertise about? What do they guarantee about? Yeah. But what do they protection, right? Protection. So protection of your money, protection for the family members, various kinds of protection. By the way, the LIC company in India, they have a slogan, right? What is their slogan? Huh? What is that? Okay, there was another one. Yogakshemam vahamyaham. Have you seen that? Yeah, Yogakshemam vahamyaham. That is from Bhagavad Gita. It's a shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells that in 9th chapter. Okay, that is also a shloka where Krishna gives assurance. So here in this shloka 2.40, Krishna is saying that there is no loss or diminution in this endeavor. A little advancement on this path. On this path means this path of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. A little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. What is the most dangerous type of fear that anyone has? Death. Yeah. Why? Why death is the most dangerous type of fear? Have you seen it? Then how can you say that this is the most dangerous type of fear?
Fear of missing out people.
But we haven't seen that. And we don't know when it will come, right? And when it comes, we don't even remember anything. So everything will be taken out and we'll not even remember anything. But still, why? Why death remains? We see other people dying. We hear news about other people dying. Very seldom we see somebody dying live. How many of you have seen a live death? Somebody leaving, this body in front of you. Has anyone seen? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. So most of the times it happens with our family members, right? So even then, we don't have an experience of what they are going through. But why death is the most dangerous type of fear? Because we have seen death in the past life.
Imprints.
And an impression of that pain is there in the subtle body. Whatever we do in this lifetime, whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we smell, whatever we taste, whatever we touch, anything that we do with our 5 senses, including mind, 6 senses, anything that we do with these 6 senses, everything is taken, a snapshot of everything is taken and stored in the repository called mind. And the mind is part of the subtle body. There are 3 components in subtle body: mind, intelligence, false ego, ahankara. Mano, buddhi, ahankara. These are the 3 components of subtle body. The components of gross body: bhumi, rapo, nalo, vayu, kam. Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kam. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. This body, this material body is made up of Pancha Mahabhuta. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. And then within this body there is subtle body consisting of mind, intelligence and false ego. Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara. So, because we have seen death in the past life, there is an impression of that. We don't remember all the details. We don't remember which city, which state, which country we left the body in the last life, who were there, in front of us when we left the body. We don't have those details. But an impression of the pain of that experience is stored in the mind. That's why in this life, even though we have not seen death, we have not experienced the pain of death, but still the moment we hear the word death, it is horrifying. That's the most dangerous type of fear. And any other fear or worry that we have in this life is because we have an impression of that in the past life. Either in the past life or in this life. Okay, let's say somebody has invested money in stocks and they have lost big time. An impression of that is there in the mind. Now next time when you venture into investing money into stocks again, you will remember that. You'll be cautious. So like that, death, we have an impression of that in the mind. But how to overcome that fear? Yes, we all agree, death is the most dangerous type of fear. But how do we overcome that? We can overcome that great dangerous type of fear by practicing Bhakti Yoga. And Krishna is telling in this shloka, he is giving assurance that even a little advancement on this path can protect us from this most dangerous type of fear called death. Now, when we are asked to practice Bhakti Yoga, right? When we are asked to study Bhagavad Gita, come to the temple, follow different processes that are prescribed in Bhagavad Gita, everything looks very lofty. It looks very lofty, and a person would think that I'm already busy in my material life, working 18 hours for Microsoft or Amazon. And then I have to maintain my family, take care of children, so many things. On top of that, I have to study Bhagavad Gita. No, I don't have time. I have given a try and I have concluded that it is not for me. So people will conclude like that. But Krishna is telling here, even a little endeavor on this path, even a little advancement on this path is not lost. Anything that we do in the material life comes to an end in this life only. You earn 1 million or 10 million in this lifetime. At the time of death, that 10 million is not yours. It will go to someone else. It will go to your spouse or your children, your family members, or government, or somebody else. But whatever you have done in spiritual life, anything that you have done in Bhakti Yoga, it is not lost. It is saved in your permanent account. If you have achieved 1% perfection in this lifetime, in the next life, you will start from 2%. If you have achieved 10% perfection in this life, next life you will start from 11%. You don't start from zero. Whereas money, in this life you have 10 million, everything is lost at the time of death. Next life, you have to start from zero. You are a zero. Next life, you are a zero. You have to start from zero. Whereas spiritual life, it's not like that. Whatever little advancement you have done, it is carried forward to the next life. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that in the next life, such a person will be given birth in a good family. Good family means an aristocratic family, rich family, where you don't have to worry about financial needs. Everything is taken care nicely so that you have ample time to focus on bhakti. Or you are given a birth in the next life, you will be given a birth in a devotee family, a Brahmana, Vaishnava family, so that right from childhood, you have an opportunity to practice bhakti. Okay? Like for example, we have this person here. I forgot your name. Raju. Yeah. We have Raju here. So he's a good devotee. He has been practicing devotion for a long time. And he has 2 little children. Also Sushant also. There are many others. With Krishna's parents. Many people are here. Okay? Chandrakala. All of you, most of you here. They have been practicing devotion for a long time. And now their children, they are very young. They are like 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, like that. So they are right from the birth, they are given an opportunity to see what is bhakti, to see their parents practicing bhakti and learn everything simply by seeing their parents practicing it. And effortlessly, they are able to practice bhakti. How? How is this possible? They are continuing their bhakti journey from previous lifetime. The children, I'm talking about the children. Children who are practicing bhakti from very young age, they are continuing their journey from previous lifetime. Nehābhikrama-nāśo pratyavāyo na vidyate sv-alpam asya dharmasya trāyate mahato bhayāt. So, okay, that's about this shloka. Anyone has any question, comment, or reflection on this? It's very simple, very, very hope-giving, assuring, reassuring, building confidence, giving us faith on this path. One of the important shlokas. Okay, next. 2.41 व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर एकेह कुरु नंदना बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्. Vyavasayatmika, resolute in Krishna consciousness, buddhi, intelligence, eka, only one, iha, in this world, Kuru Nandana, O beloved child of the Kurus, Bahushaka, having various branches, he indeed, Ananta, unlimited, Cha also, Buddhayaha, intelligence, Avyavasayinam, of those who are not in Krishna consciousness. Translation and purport. Not so big. Yeah. Okay. Somebody online can read this? Who can read?
I can read it.
Shruti, you want to read?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me share the screen. Yes, go ahead.
The purport part, isn't it?
No, starting from the translation.
Okay. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. A strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasatmika intelligence. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.62 states, Shraddha sabde vishwasa kahe.
Yeah, you can read the English one.
Okay. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family traditions, humanity, or nationality. Fruitive activities are the engagements of one's reactions from past good or bad deeds. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva sarvamiti mahatma durlabha. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. As by watering the root of a tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches, so by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna, and one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Srila Vishwananta Chakravarti Thakura instructs us in his famous prayers for the spiritual master as follows. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should, therefore, meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day and offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically, but practically, when there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities. One who is not firmly fixed on the mind is diverted by various types of fruitive activities.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So here, Krishna is talking about the process of bhakti, how to perform bhakti. One of the key elements of performing bhakti is to fix our mind, be determined, be resolute. The mind is very wavering. That's the nature of mind. It's chanchala. Okay? 1 second the mind is here, the other second the mind is somewhere else. So on an average, we get about 50 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Okay, or maybe more. so here Krishna is saying Vyavasatmika buddhi. Buddhi means intelligence. Okay? So Vyavasayatmika means resolute. Okay? One who is determined in Krishna consciousness, in Bhakti Yoga, in this path of Bhakti Yoga. One who is determined to practice Bhakti Yoga, their goal is one. Ekeha Kurunandana. Their goal is one. On the other side, for those who are not resolute on this path, their goal is multi-branched. They have multiple goals. So in material world, those who are not practicing bhakti, we see that they are seeking solutions to their problems in life from various methods. They go on vacations, they do so many things. I'm not saying going on vacation is a wrong thing, but they do many things constantly. They keep jumping from one thing to another, all because just to get some relief from their material problems. So that's an example of being multi-branch oriented, as opposed to vyavasayatmika buddhi. Okay, keeping one thing as your goal. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. Those who are determined, for them there is one and only one goal. What is that one goal? We will discuss. On the other side, bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo avyavasayina. Avyavasayina is opposite to vyavasaya. Vyavasaya is determined. Avyavasaya is not determined. Okay. The word vyavasaya comes from, what does vyavasaya mean in general? Agriculture, right? Farming, cultivation. So, in other words, we can understand this shloka as a cultivated mind or a disciplined mind has only one and only one goal. Focused. One goal means we are focused. The mind is focused on one thing. Whereas an uncontrolled mind, uncultivated mind, undisciplined mind has many goals. Multitasking. Multitasking, right? So that's not good for the mind. Multitasking is not good for the mind. Even though that's the method of working in the corporate world, but that's not good for the mind. Your mind is always restless, constantly jumping from one thing to another. You're not at peace. You're not at peace. Krishna tells in 6th chapter, 6th chapter is all about this mind control. Atma Samyamya Yoga, or Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. So there, Krishna in one of the shlokas beautifully says, let me show that shloka. Uddared atmanatmanam atmanam avasadayet atmaiva .5. So in chapter 6 and shloka number 5, Krishna says, Uddared atmanatmanam atmanam avasadaye atmaiva hyatmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanaha. So here the word atma means mind. Generally atma means soul. But in Sanskrit there is something called nirukti. That means one word can have 100 different meanings. So you have to understand the meaning of the word based on the context. So in the context of 6th chapter, which is the topic of Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga or Atma Samyamya Yoga, it's all about controlling the mind. Atma can mean soul, Atma can mean mind, Atma can mean Krishna also sometimes, depending on the context. Atma can mean God. So Uddared Atman Atmanam, one has to deliver themselves by the help of their mind. Uddared. Uddared means to deliver, to uplift oneself by the help of Atma, mind. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhur, atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhur. A controlled mind is your friend, and an uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy. A controlled mind is your best friend, and an uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy. This is what Krishna says here. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So that shloka, going back to that shloka 2.40, right? Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. It's all about this controlled mind and uncontrolled mind. One who has controlled mind, he is fixed in one goal. That is Bhakti Yoga, Krishna consciousness. And a person who has not controlled, who has not disciplined his mind, their mind is going everywhere. Even when they are practicing Bhakti, right? If their mind is not controlled, what they will do is, one day they will do Hanuman Puja, one day they will do Ganapati Puja, the other day they will do some Devi Puja, and fourth day they will do some, Vasavi Kanyaka Parameshwari Puja, and fifth day they will do Rama Puja, sixth day Krishna Puja, seventh day Shiva Puja. Like that, they keep on going everywhere, all over the board, thinking that if I do all pujas, one of the gods will listen to my, my prayers. Otherwise, if I don't keep everyone happy, and when I'm in some problems and I'm praying, nobody will come. So I want to keep everybody happy. No, that's not necessary. We don't have time to worship so many devatas, 33 crore devatas. We don't have time to worship everybody. So you worship the Supreme God, Vishnu, Narayana, Krishna, Rama. You worship the Supreme God and everything is taken care. The Supreme God is like the root of a tree. When you want to nourish the tree, you water only the root. You don't water every leaf, every branch, every fruit, vegetable, flower. You don't water like that. You just water the root and the entire tree, all the branches, flowers, leaves, everything is nourished. Similarly, when we worship the Supreme God, keeping that as one and only one goal, Ekeha Kurunandana, as it is mentioned in the shloka, if we keep that one and only one goal of worshipping Supreme Bhagavan, then everybody will be satisfied. All the devatas, 33 crore devatas, all the people in the world, everybody will be satisfied. That's the easiest path. On the other hand, a person who has not controlled their mind, even when they want to practice bhakti, what they will do is, they do devata worship to get material benefits. Because in the Vedas, there are different rituals that are prescribed to get different pujas, different benefits. Putrardi labate putram, dhanardi labate dhanam, vidyardi labate vidyam. The Ganesha Stotra, right? So there are different pujas for different material benefits. So if you keep on doing this, your mind will be going everywhere. You're not focused. And what's the problem if you're not focused? No, first of all, a person who is multi-branched, he doesn't have one goal. So he has multiple goals. So he is always in the pursuit of fulfilling these multiple goals. That's also true. He may not reach any of these goals. Task oriented, okay. Limitless, okay.
Restless.
Yeah, these branches are limitless.
Restless.
Restless, very good. You are not at peace. When you are multi-branch oriented, you are not at peace. And what's the problem if you don't have peace?
Your life becomes miserable.
What's that?
Life becomes miserable.
Life becomes miserable. Okay, I want one word answer. No satisfaction. Okay. No happiness. Right? Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita in 3rd chapter, without peace you cannot be happy. Peace is a prerequisite or precursor to become happy. And a person who is multi-branched, bahushaka hyanantascha, limitless. Who said limitless, right? Ananta. Bahushaka anantascha. Buddhayo avyavasayinam. If one's mind and intelligence is multi-branched, then they are not at peace. And those people cannot be happy. Their mind is, it's like monkey, right? Mind is chanchala, going everywhere. Oftentimes they say, monkey bath. Monkey bath means? Monkey bath. Man means mind. The matter of the mind. But they say it to compare with that of monkey. Monkey bath. The matter of monkey. Mind is often compared to monkey. So we have to cultivate, we have to be fixed. Because Krishna has given assurance in the previous shloka that whoever practices bhakti yoga, there is no loss or diminution. And it protects one from the most dangerous type of fear, that is death. So he has given the assurance first, and then he is asking you to fix your mind on one goal. So, what's the time? 6? Okay. Another 5-10 minutes. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, I think we can do this. 2.42 and 43. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha.
पुष्पितं वाचं प्रवदन्ति अपश्चिताः
Vedavadarata partha nanyadastiti vadinaha.
वेदवादारता पाठा नान्यदस्तीति वादिनाम्
Kamatmana swargapara janma karma phalapradam.
जन्म कर्म प्रदाम्
Ya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati.
बहुलां भोगैश्वर्य गतिं पति
Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. People in general are not very intelligent. Wow, such a nice statement. Huh? People in general are not very intelligent. Very true. And due to their ignorance, especially in Kali Yuga, that is so true. And due to, in Kali Yuga, people's mind or intelligence is described as mandamati. Mandamati means dull-headed. Dull-headed. We are not so intelligent. So, due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the Karma Kanda portions of the Vedas. So, fruitive activities, you will keep hearing this word in Bhagavad Gita many times. Fruitive activities means any action that you do desiring some benefit for yourself, desiring some fruits for yourself. Okay? Like you do some puja and you want some return in the favor. Okay? You offer 1 lakh to Balaji and then you want 10 lakh in return. Okay? It's a business transaction, business deal. So these are called fruitive activities. And in the Vedas, there are several types of rituals that are mentioned in the Karma Kanda section. So people do not want anything more than sense gratificatory proposals for enjoying life in heaven. Okay, I think I need to share for online people. In the Vedas, many sacrifices are recommended for elevation to the heavenly planets, especially Jyoti Soma sacrifices. In fact, it is stated that anyone desiring elevation to heavenly planets must perform these sacrifices. And men with a poor fund of knowledge think this is the whole purpose of Vedic wisdom. It is very difficult for such inexperienced persons to be situated in the determined action of Krishna consciousness. As fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees without knowing the results of such attractions, unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and the sense enjoyment thereof. So just like how a honey bee, what does honey bee do? Honey bee keeps on jumping from one flower to another flower, drinking nectar or honey from the flowers. Now, let's say there is a lotus garden. Okay? The speciality of the lotus flower is during the daytime, the lotus is fully blossomed, and when it is dark, the lotus is closed. So when honey bee is trying to drink the nectar of honey from these lotus flowers, it keeps on jumping from one flower to another flower, and then drinking this nectar, the honey is so attached, the honey bee is so attached to this nectar, and what happens is it gets mesmerized and stays in one of the flowers during the night time, and then it even forgets to come out. And then what happens? When it becomes dark, the lotus flower closes, all the petals close, and then the honeybee dies. Now let's try to understand the capacity of honeybee. The honeybee is so powerful that it can even penetrate through a piece of wood and make a hole. A honeybee can penetrate, when let's say there is a honey beehive and somebody throws a stone on that, all the bees are agitated, they are in full anger. Okay? Now in that anger, a honeybee has the capacity to penetrate through the piece of wood and make a hole into it. That's the capacity of honeybee. Now what is the state of honeybee now? When it is completely mesmerized and attached to this flowery nectar, it lost itself. It lost its own life. The same honeybee which can penetrate through the wooden piece and make a hole, now it cannot penetrate through the soft petals of the lotus flower and come out of it. And as a result, it dies. So that is what happens. Vedavada radha partha nanyadastiti vadinaha kamatmana swargapara janma karma falapradam kriya vishesha bahula bhogaishwarya gatim prati. Okay? So men with a small knowledge, they are attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. Just like how the honeybee is attached to the flowery nectar, men with poor intelligence, they are attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. Flowery words of the Vedas means same thing. Putrar dilabate putram, janar dilabate danam, vidyar dilabate vidyam, something labate something. So when the pujari is reciting these mantras, it's very beautiful. You will forget everything. You want to perform all the rituals to get all the benefits as much as possible. And in this effort, you will forget your goal. What is the goal? Just like the honeybee's goal is to come out of the lotus flower when it is dark. Before it is too late, it has to come out. Otherwise, the lotus petals will be closed and it can never come out. So our goal is to get out of this material world and not to be like the honeybee and get trapped in the lotus flower by being attracted to the flowery words of the Vedas. In one word, getting attracted to the flowery words of the Vedas means getting attracted to the material benefits. Getting attracted to the material benefits, sense enjoyment. So we should come out of that, and we should focus on bhakti. We should focus on Krishna. Just serve Krishna or Supreme Bhagavan, Rama, Krishna, Vishnu, Narayana, Balaji. So serve the Supreme Bhagavan, and then everything will be satisfied. You will be happy. All the people in the world will be happy. All the devatas will be happy. And you can achieve what you want. You can achieve whatever you have goals in all those multiple branches. You don't have to strive separately in every branch to achieve those goals. All those goals will be achieved automatically by fixing your mind on one goal. Ekeha Kuru Nandana. Okay, so that's about these 3 or 4 shlokas. Any quick question, comment, reflection? Everything sounds good?
So why a man should face both the materialistic world and spiritual world? Is there 2 worlds, first of all?
Why we have to face 2 worlds?
And again, is there 2 worlds or only single world? Are we thinking there are 2 worlds?
There are 2 worlds, for sure. The Mayavadis, what they say is Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. They say only that Brahma, Supreme Brahman, or that Brahman, that effulgence coming from Bhagavan, only that is true, everything else is false. They say even the material world is also false. It's not real. We are living here, we are seeing each other. They say this is all unreal. Is this unreal? No. For such a person, if I take this chair and put it on his head, will he say the same thing? Brahma Satyam Jagat Mityam. Brahma Satyam Chair Mityam. No, he will not say that. This is real. A chair hitting his head is real. It's happening for real. So, we belong to spiritual world, but we made a choice. We made a mistake. We chose to fall from the spiritual world and come into the material world. Why? Because we want to become God. In the spiritual world, we were serving God, and every day we were serving God. Some souls, only some souls, not everybody. Some souls, they misuse their free will and they thought, why should I serve God every day? Why can't I become God? I can open my own startup. Everybody can serve me. I can become God and everybody can serve me. So let me go and open my startup. So Krishna said, okay, fine, you want to open your startup? I'll give you all the funding and everything. You don't have to go to California for funding or anything. I'll give you everything. So Krishna gives the funding and everything, and we open a startup and we fail to become God. Forget about becoming God. We cannot even be happy in this material world. So now we are struggling here to get out of this material world and go back to spiritual world. So there are 2 worlds, just like how in a city, there is a city and then there is a prison house. There is a normal house and there is a prison house. So this material world is like prison house. Our goal is to get out of the prison house and go to our own house. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You continue?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hey, Avyut. ఏం నేర్చుకున్నావు ఇవాళ? చెప్పు, మైక్లో చెప్పు. ఏం శ్లోకం చెప్పు, శ్లోకం చెప్పు ఒకటి చెప్పు. ఇవాళ ఏం నేర్చుకున్నావు? దేహినోస్. అది ఎప్పుడో చెప్పావు నువ్వు, చాలా రోజులు అయింది. ఎప్పుడు అదేనా? ఓ బుక్ కార్లో ఉంది, ఇస్తాను ఒక నిమిషం. నేను కిందికి వస్తాను ఇప్పుడు. యా, ఇస్తాను. చెప్పు. మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ చెప్పు, మైక్లో పెట్టుకొని పట్టుకో. ఏంటంట? I don't want to say. Good job. You're so funny. Hi, producer. How are you? Good. When నేర్చుకున్నావు ఇవాళ? ఓకే. హరే కృష్ణ. హరే కృష్ణ. ఏం నేర్చుకున్నావు ఇవాళ? స్టోరీయా? వాట్ మంత్ర? మర్చిపోయావా? హనుమాన్ చాలీసానా? కాదు కదా? భగవద్గీత శ్లోకనా? భగవద్గీత శ్లోకనా? ఓకే, దట్స్ ఓకే. స్టోరీ ఏం స్టోరీ అది? A brave jackal. Okay, good. So tell that to your mom tonight. Yeah. Or you can say that and make a video and send it to me. Can you do that? Yeah. Good. ఇంకా ఎలా ఉన్నారు? స్కూల్కి వెళ్తున్నావా? ఓకే. వాట్స్ యువర్ స్కూల్ నేమ్? అడ్మోర్. ఓకే. రెడ్మండ్లో ఉంటారు మీకు కదా? బెల్వీన్ అదే. ఓకే. యా, అక్కడ కదా, ఐడియల్ వుడ్ పార్క్ దగ్గర ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది కదా?